Welcome to Dark Knight Films Gaming. I'm your host, Matt Spease, and today we're doing our first ranking video of the new year. Yeah, took 2 months for me to get to a new ranking video, but here we are. And in this video, I am going to be listing the top games that were shut down that pissed me off. This list was kind of inspired by a recent game that was announced to be shut down soon. So I figured, what the hell, might as well do this video now. What better time? So, we're going to start with that very game that inspired this video. Number 10, Marvel's Avengers, released in 2020 from Square Enix. Basically, it was released on all platforms with the exception of the Nintendo Switch. This game, I mean, the microtransaction stuff that a lot of people were upset about with this game when it came out, I wasn't bothered by. See, with the exception of maybe a few games other than Friday the 13th and Evil Dead the Game, I've never really been the type to get on a online game or play a game online. You know, if a game has single player stuff in it, I'll play that. None of the stuff that people were upset about with the whole microtransactions that they were saying was destroying the game. That never affected me because I was playing offline. I wasn't with other people, so it didn't matter to me. I thought the storyline with the main game on Marvel's Avengers was a pretty good, interesting story. Then the bonus chapters that they added later, I still haven't finished them all. I've played a little bit of the Black Panther one and tiny bit of the Hawkeye one. I still need to finish that, but their mistake, I think, was that they made all their additional characters that they added, like Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, Black Panther, Spider-Man for PlayStation, of course, Jane Foster, and Winter Soldier. They made them all free. They made them basically, you don't have to pay for them. I think that hurt them right there. They were trying to rely strictly on cash flow coming in from people buying credits and everything in the game and skins for the characters. And the microtransactions they should have been appealing to should have been maybe, every one of your new characters that you're adding to the game, sell them. Make them like a, it's a bundle. Like Hawkeye comes out, you get a Hawkeye bundle for like $9.99 or some shit like that. And for that pack, you get him, and then you get a couple of additional skins with him. Same way with Kate Bishop. That could have been their money maker right there. making the additional characters in the game purchasable, because people would have bought them, you know. But no, they did them all free, which, that's nice that they wanted to, you know, not want to charge us for those characters, but at the same time, you got to make money off your game. So, yeah. And so they announced that the game will end on September 30th of this year. Thankfully, the reason it's this low on the list, thankfully it will still be playable. All the offline stuff will still be available to play and everything. And that's good, because some higher on this list, that's not the case. Coming in at number 9, we have Star Wars Battlefront 2, released in 2017 from EA, DICE, Motive Studios, Criterion. So this one, again, this was the microtransactions thing again, that and loot crates that pissed off most people when this game came out. Again, none of this bothered me and affected me, because I was not worrying about, you know, trying to level up my players to play online. But, yeah, it got a lot of bad criticisms because of that. And it's a shame, because, I mean, you got this great IP, just like Marvel's Avengers had. And, you know, you could have had even more characters being included in this game. I mean, they had quite a few really good ones included, you know, near the end of its cycle. I mean, we ended up getting Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, General Grievous, Count Dooku. I mean, we got some of the good ones in there finally near the end, and everything. But it ends around the time that The Mandalorian was coming out as a series. That they could have capitalized off of that so much, including The Mandalorian himself, you know, including a lot of the other characters in that series in this game, including Ahsoka Tano. Could have been a character that they could have put in here, and again, they didn't make these characters purchasable. They basically made them free in the game. They were relying on microtransactions where people would be purchasing stuff to help them level up and help them, you know, buy things and shit in there. And it's the wrong way to go. Because, you know, people would have bought Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, Count Dooku, General Grievous, Ahsoka Tano, Asajj Ventress, Savage Opress. I mean, the list goes on of how many great characters could have gone after the ones that they did. But no. It ended on December 5th, 2019. But the reason it is this low on the list is because the game is still playable today. That is a common theme for these lower games on this list. All right. Coming in at number 8, we have Friday the 13th, the game, released in 2017. From Gun Media, Yelphonics. Now this game, oh my God, this game, I am a huge horror fan, as you know about these reviews that I've been doing and stuff. So I was super excited about this game. And whenever it came out, I loved how they did this game. I mean, it shows total love for the franchise. And in some ways, I can't blame Gun Media or Ilphonic for the game being ended. Because this stupid lawsuit bullshit. But at the same time, there were ways that they could have released what content they had. They could have worked on finishing the Grendel map and the Uber Jason. Implemented them in the game, because once they're implemented, that's that. It was done before this lawsuit crap went into the courtrooms and everything. And then they could have still released new weapons, which would include new kills. And they could have done like they originally were going to do from the beginning. This game started off called Slashers Volume 1. They could have went back to that. They could have renamed the game from the title menu. They could have renamed it Slashers, featuring Friday the 13th. And then they could have done like Dead by Daylight, and they could have licensed out other properties to be in the game. But those properties wouldn't be featured as greatly as, Jason. Jason would have multiple different iterations. If you got, Pinhead in the game and everything, or one of those characters, I mean, it would have basically kind of one skin and everything, one character and everything that is from that license. But yeah, it was a really missed opportunity, because I love Dead by Daylight, I did not like the overall style of that game. First of all, your killer is first person. You can't even see him. Who the fuck wants to play as Michael Myers, Leatherface, Pinhead, and any of these characters if all you're seeing is their hands on the screen? You don't even see, the only time you see them is for the intro before it zooms in onto your POV. The survivors are third person, which is cool, but unlike Friday the 13th, the game, they don't make the survivors able to defend themselves and fight back against the killers, which is a stupid move. Who the hell wants to come into a game and just run from the killer constantly and constantly try to just escape and survive like that, you know? But yeah, Friday the 13th had so many things that it did right in it, but yeah, they dropped it. I think they gave up on it a little too soon. I think, like I said, they could have just evolved the game. Instead of just giving up on it, evolve it. And it ended, it ended all, everything in November of 2020. But yeah. But the game is still playable for the offline and even peer-to-peer multiplayer stuff. So that's why it's not higher on this list, because, you can still play it, thankfully. All right, coming in at number 7, we have Marvel Heroes Omega, released in 2017 by Gazillion. Now this one, I had already been burnt by a bunch of these free-to-play games at this point. So I went ahead and downloaded it, and played it a little bit. But I tried not to get too attached to it. And that was a wise choice. because the same year this came out on consoles. Now, it was released in 2013 before this on PC, and it had been running all this time. I did play it on PC before I played it on consoles and everything. And that's why I wanted it. I was like, yeah, about damn time, get it on consoles. And the time they put it on consoles, the same freaking year, November 27th of the same freaking year, 2017, it was ended. Like I said, that one did not upset me so much because I did not get attached to it too much because I had already been burned by some free-to-play games that I will be introducing later on this list, of course. So, yeah, that one, that's why it's so low on this list. That one didn't bother me too bad. Coming in at number 6, we have SingStar from Sony Entertainment. Released on PlayStation 3 on October 23rd, 2012. And it eventually got released on PlayStation 4 on November 3rd, 2014. Now, this was one that was supposed to have been called a free-to-play game. But there was nothing free-to-play about it. You basically downloaded the app, and then you had to buy any songs that you wanted for like $1.49 per song. And I spent a lot of money on that game on PlayStation 3 when it was initially released. I bought about 89 songs for it. So I wasn't as supportive of that as I was of Rock Band. I've supported Rock Band from the get-go all the way up until Rock Band 4. And I must have bought about at least 3,000 songs for that game. So I wasn't as on board with this, but I did it because, it had some songs that were available on it that you couldn't get on Rock Band. But when they carried it over as a free-to-play game on PlayStation 4, they promised that they were going to carry over any songs that you had purchased. They would unlock free on your system, which was true for about 20 songs for me. I don't know how many other people, how they got shafted on the deal, but yeah, out of 89 songs that I purchased on PlayStation 3, only about 20 of them carried over when it was released on PlayStation 4. And then Sony just decided to just shit can it on January 31st, 2020. And now, if you go on to PlayStation 4 to try and download this, it's not there. You can't find it. You can't even go into your download history of what you have bought or what you have downloaded, even in free-to-play games, on your PlayStation 4 and find it. It's gone. That pisses you off because you spent money on stuff and then it's just taken off. So, yeah, this one really did piss me off when they did that. Number one, they didn't carry it all over for PlayStation 4 like they promised before they even did this bullshit shutdown of it. So yeah, definitely leaves a bad taste in my mouth on this one. All right, coming in at number 5, we have Soul Calibur Lost Swords, released in 2013 from Bandai Namco. This one was released on the PlayStation Network on PlayStation 3 as a free-to-play game. And it was a full-on, real Soul Calibur game, and it was pretty cool. I played it quite a bit. I never did try to put any money in it because I just didn't. I didn't think that it was the kind of game that I wanted to invest in. Thank God I didn't, because if I would have put any money into this game, it would definitely be higher on this list. But yeah, and they finally ended this one on November 30th, 2015, and I was kind of upset about that, because I was kind of enjoying it every once in a while, playing it, but yeah. Coming in at number 4, we have Marvel Avengers Alliance 2, released in 2016 from Playdom. This one was released strictly on the phone-based Android game stuff and everything, and it was a 3D variation. And I was pretty much enjoying this new variation on this game. And the same year that it came out, Disney decided, hey, we don't want to support this no more, and ended it on September 30th, 2016. Now this one I did not, I did not invest any money into, because I was like, something happened before that, and I'll get to that in a moment. But I was like, I'm not putting no money into this one, and everything. And thank God, just like Soul Calibur, it's luckily I didn't do that, put any money into it, because I would have been out of a lot of money there trying to play the game like that. All right, so coming in at number 3, we have Marvel Avengers Alliance Tactics, released in 2014 from Playdom. Now this one was a Facebook-only game, and it was pretty cool. I mean, it had the RPG kind of stuff that I'm not really a fan of that kind of stuff, but this was pretty cool the way they had it set. You would have these little sieges where you'd attack certain areas and take your teams in and attack them, and it was fun, I quite enjoyed every day doing, a little bit of progress in my game, and everything. And then similar to what happened with Marvel Avengers Alliance 2, on October 22nd, of 2016, they decided this is gone. Again, though, I did not put any money in that one, I don't think, in this one. Now we get to number 2. Marvel Avengers Alliance, released in 2012 from Playdom. Now this game I played mostly on Facebook. It was also on Android and everything, on your phones and stuff. But I usually played it just on Facebook and everything. And it was a fun game. I loved it. I loved the way it played. Again, I'm not a big fan of the RPG kind of thing, but the way they did they implemented these Marvel characters into it, and the little storylines they wrapped around it, it was pretty interesting. And I liked the character models. I liked the moves that the characters did. I thought it was well done. But put some money into this baby, and then Disney decided to shut it down on September 30th, 2016. So that one pissed me off royally. Really, really bad fucking move right there on that. At least if you're going to shut down any of the bullshit around the game, at least make the game still fucking playable for people who love these games, who have grown attached to them and want to continue to play them. Don't just completely take away the game and end all support to it completely. And that is what they did. Marvel Heroes Omega was completely shut down. You can't fucking play it at all anymore. Soul Calibur, Lost Swords, can't even fucking play it at all anymore. All the Marvel Avengers Alliance games, gone. Can't play them at all. Now, some people have been trying to revive them with this Redux release, but it's a shallow, weak representation of what that game was. So I tried it out, and I was like, yeah, this is not the game I loved back then. But that brings me to number one. And number one is Spartacus Legends, released in 2013 from Kung Fu Factory, Ubisoft. Now this one was an IP that I was super excited about because I love the Spartacus television series from Starz. So them getting this IP and doing this cool fucking gladiator fighting game, I was all on board for this thing. And I spent shitloads of money on this thing to play it. And as usual, like I said on the other games, I don't normally play online, but this one was fun. I liked playing online. Whenever you'd have tournaments and stuff, I would compete. I would compete in the tournaments, and I would fight against other people and everything. And sometimes I'd win, sometimes I'd lose. But it didn't matter because, I was having fun. And you had the community bosses every once in a while, and all of us in the community, all of us gamers on there, would take our turn attacking this community boss. I think it was like two minutes you had to attack him to try and do the most damage that you could do to him before he either kills your gladiator or you hit the time limit. Most of the time, I got my guys good enough, my gladiators good enough that I could go in there and fight him, get his health down about halfway almost, at least, before the time ran out. So I felt proud of myself helping the community to beat on this community boss and everything. But yeah, the characters, they had some of the characters from the show, which was cool in it. The only thing that pissed me off about that was that they didn't make the characters, the Legends characters, to where you could level them up and make them as strong as your gold gladiators that you end up getting down the road. Once you get to a certain level, you could pick a gold gladiator out of your recruits to recruit a gold gladiator. And once you got a gold gladiator, if you put some really badass gold equipment on him, or even purple equipment on him, he's going to be in the 500s, and he's going to be a badass motherfucker in there. And there was hardly any of the gladiators from the show were even a match for them, with the exception of the last three that they put in, which was Asher, Gannicus, and Agron. But characters like Onimaus, Spartacus, Crixus, they were underpowered because once you unlocked them based on how high they were when you unlocked them, and you couldn't level them up. But it didn't matter anyway, because when Ubisoft decided, hey, fuck this game, we're going to shut this game down, on December 22nd, 2015, they didn't keep the game available for you to play. So it didn't fucking matter. This one, like I said, really, that's why it's number one on my list. This is the game that got shut down that pissed me off worse than anything. And that's why it's number one on this list. There's no reason to create a game like this and make it have to access a server to be able to play it, period. And then once that server is shut down, the whole fucking game is gone. You can't play it. I mean, I could still get on my PlayStation 3, download Spartacus Legends, and get it to load up and come on the screen. But once you press start, it'll try to log into the server, and then it'll never connect, and you'll never be able to get to the Ludus to actually play anything in the game, which is offline. A lot of that game was offline. That's the fucking problem with this. It was fucking stupid. So, what do you think? Do you agree with this list? Did you play any of these games back in the day? Were you pissed off when any of these developers ended these things? Let me know in the comments down below. And as usual, if you like this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so that's it for my second video game video. And my first ranking video of the new year. Nice. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.